We are free men.
You are British subjects. To defy the royal crown is treason.
For many seasons past, the colonies have had not only respect, but affection for Great Britain, for her laws, her customs, and her manners, even a fondness for her fashions. But now...
Now, what is the temper?
Very much changed. I doubt if the Stamp Act can be enforced.
Why do you say this?
Why? Because, and I proudly repeat, we are free men. This stamp tax has been voted by the British Parliament, where we have no representation. We must only pay taxes voted by our own assemblies.
Benjamin Franklin sailed for America. By the time he arrived in Philadelphia, the American Revolution had begun. Thousands of colonists had joined the Continental forces under the command of General George Washington. The fires of patriotism were burning fiercely, and the young members of Congress proclaimed, "We will stand and fight no matter the odds, and so we must draft a Declaration of Independence in order to proclaim to the world what we are, why we have rebelled, and to define the principles for which we stand." Thomas Jefferson was given the task of writing that declaration.
I have it, Benjamin, I have it.
Oh, Jefferson.
The first draft of our declaration. I've worked night and day. You're the first to see it.
Yes. Seat yourself, Jefferson.
I prefer to stand.
Stand if you must, but kindly do so in one spot. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, we hold these truths to be sacred and undeniable. Wouldn't it be better, Thomas, if we changed that sentence?
You know I welcome your counsel, Benjamin.
Yes, well, suppose we make it read, we hold these truths to be self-evident. That all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
During those hectic, historic days, Benjamin Banneker had been zealously studying the principles of astronomy. He even sold his farm so that he could be free to devote the remainder of his life to the study of science. And like Franklin, he was ever experimenting, ever searching for answers. For example, he was able to predict a solar eclipse which took place in 1789. He noted that locusts seemed to recur in 17-year cycles, and then explained how they lay their eggs. He proposed many theories, such as this observation on the speed of sound.
Standing in my door, I heard the discharge of a gun. 4 or 5 seconds after the discharge, a few of the shot came rattling around me, 1 or 2 of which struck the house, which plainly demonstrates that the velocity of sound is greater than that of a cannon bullet.
After the Revolution, Congress decided that a new nation should have a new capital city and authorized the president to select the location. President Washington chose a 10-mile square area near Alexandria, Virginia, which today we call Washington, D.C. Major Andrew Ellicott, one of the finest surveyors in America at the time and a very good friend of Banneker's, was chosen to survey the land in order to define the exact borders of the new city.
I dare not send my men into the woods with the measuring chains until we can have a place from which all measurements can start accurately. Only an astronomer can make this delicate determination. Not any astronomer, but one supremely versed in the heavens. I can think of no man better for the job than Benjamin Banneker.
Banneker accepted the challenge, living day and night throughout the winter of 1790 and 1791 in a tent which became the very center of the surveying operation. A hole in its roof made the tent an observatory through which Banneker, with his instruments, could keep track of the stars. And by matching the movements of the stars with the time shown on a very sensitive clock, he was able to accurately fix or determine the necessary points and boundaries on the ground from which Ellicott's workers could make their measurements. So you see, Benjamin Banneker was the man who determined the exact location and boundaries of our nation's capital. And like Franklin, Banneker published a widely read series of almanacs which provided valuable data on the weather, the tides, the stars, and his thoughts on government and slavery.
There are certain prominent people in government who seem to forget those words of the Declaration of Independence. All men are created equal.
We are a newborn nation, Benjamin. In time, we shall learn to live side by side, equally.
Not in our day. Now the black man is looked upon with an eye of contempt and considered rather as brutish than human and scarcely capable of mental endowments.
You are living proof that defies such sentiment. We shall learn, and with it we shall change.
And I tell you this, Andrew, one universal Father hath given being to us all, endowed us with the same faculties. We are all of the same family.
Amen, my friend. Amen.
Banneker went on to remind his friend that the black man was indeed doing his share in shaping America, clearing the forests, draining the swamps, growing the crops, and helping to build the small towns and the big cities that would one day become a great nation. In his time, Benjamin Franklin was one of the foremost citizens of the world, and after helping draft our nation's Constitution, continued till his death at the age of 84 to devote his wisdom and energy to the welfare of his country and his fellow citizens. Benjamin Banneker continued to record his astronomical observations right up to the time of his death, which came at the age of 75. And you know something? That old wooden clock of his was still ticking. Benjamin Franklin's grave is located in the Christ Church burial grounds in the city of Philadelphia. Now, unlike Franklin, Benjamin Banneker does not have a burial shrine. Matter of fact, his grave has never been found. One of the impressive sights at Philadelphia's Franklin Institute is this majestic white marble statue of Benjamin Franklin. And you know, I think if you look closely and squint your eyes a bit, you can see old Ben Banneker leaning over the shoulder of old Ben Franklin.
We but view the scene before us, strangers to each future stage, greater strangers to the glories, blooming through the eternal age.
God grant that not only the love of liberty, but a thorough knowledge of the rights of man may pass through all the nations of the earth, and that a man should be able to walk anywhere in the world and say, "This is my country."
The preceding program was made possible by a grant from the